Dear NHH, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Mai-Li Hammargren, and I'm the proud founder of MuteWatch. Time management is the topic that I'm going to talk about today. Time management for me is strategies how to find time for the things that you find important. Talking about design, you could also see it how you design your thoughts. This is MuteWatch, and yeah, I'm very happy to reveal the news that yesterday we won a great award for this. And this morning I was on live TV in Sweden for the first time and had the honor to demonstrate our watch. This is MuteWatch. You activate the screen through touching the face of the watch. You swipe to the sides between timer, clock, and alarm, and you set the time through swiping or tapping vertically. You pinch the watch to raise it. When the alarm goes off, it vibrates instead of making a sound. I came up originally with this idea because there was an idea competition at my school stating that a good business idea is a solution to everyday problem. I really wanted to win the first award, which was 50 airplane tickets, so I could invite 50 friends to Barcelona. So I actually tried to find the everyday problem, and my everyday problem was that I didn't want to wake my boyfriend up who worked nights. I love the presentation of Michael King before here, talking about simple, clean, and relevant things. I will talk about tools. I can remember 6 years ago when I sat just like you at the same school, but Stockholm School of Economics. They told us facts and numbers, burnout ratios, how they increase if you're in a high achiever environment. And I can remember thinking, give me tools. How should I think when things get tough? I don't want to hear problems. Give me tools. I will divide this into two sections. One, how you can use your time for the things that you think is important and relevant for you in your life as a whole. I will use examples from my life to exemplify this. And I will give you hands-on tips how you can think of time in the short perspective, maybe to reach those long-term goals. When I was 18, I graduated with the best grades in all subjects. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I knew that I wanted to do good. So I was thinking of becoming a doctor. Went to Germany for a while, then came back. After 4 hours, I was bored. I called up on an ad. And the day after, I stood in a Sony store selling MP3 players. I didn't know anything about technology, but I could study, so I spent a few hours the day before it learning everything about MP3 players. 5 days later, my boss came up to me and said, "It's going really well." And I said, "Give me numbers." He said, "Yeah, you sold 229 MP3 players." "Okay, compared to what?" And he told me, "Yeah, 5 previous days we sold 25. And that was the moment when I realized, okay, the market powers, they're huge. I can do good through using the market power. That's when I decided not to become a doctor, but to study at SSE. I started at SSE and thought we were making customer focus. It was pretty much about money. I was a bit disappointed. And worst of all, everybody started there as creative, intelligent individuals. And they were looking at each other. And I started to compare it with lemons, where all individual lemons had their achievements. They're intelligent individuals. They made it there. But they were running in the exact same direction, which was a little hole stating a very fancy management consultancy or a fancy bank. Instead of looking for their star, Because that's what you're told if you start those fancy business universities. You can become everything that you want. So the goal of this first section is to make you realize you don't live your life on repeat. And choosing a job because you can become everything after this job, so you postpone your real life until later. You only have one life. Think of what you want to do with your time and your life. When I was young, in my teens, I always said I never wanted a company. That's a lot of work, come on. Some people choose to found a company because they really want to have their own company. I choose to found MuteWatch because it fitted my individual preferences and needs. I wanted 3 things. I wanted to meet inspiring people. I wanted to see results. If I did something bad, I wanted to get a smack, or something good, I wanted to see results. And I wanted to be seen for that. Or like, I wanted to do results. One of my best male friends at school, his dream is to become a rock star. I think it's hilarious. So keep this in mind, that what do you want to do? So pick those things. Okay, I chose to found a company because I could meet so many people. If I'm doing the wrong things, the whole company will, I promise, it shows. If you're doing good things, you get awarded for it. That's fantastic. So that fits me. So choose your path in life according to your individual dreams and needs, not what the name of the bank says or something else. Simple tools. So, okay, you decided you want to become a rock star. Listening to Simon before and all those sad faces, every 1 out of 12 person in Denmark is sad. I think it's because we're a bit confused today. One reason, it takes 10 to 20 minutes to fully focus on something. We're interrupted every 8th minute. From text messages, phone calls, someone is asking you something. According to a study at Open University of Israel, we're interrupted every 3rd minute in open landscape offices. You don't know, if you might have a path in life, but you're so distracted on the way, so you're ending up being a lemon without even noticing it. At the same time, the brain works as a muscle. It can be on top level 20 to 40 minutes. Then it needs a break of about 5 to 50 minutes. This is the moment where I combine those facts with our product. It's a cool touchscreen watch, but you could also use it as a time management tool. Why? It's very simple, and it's not connected to wireless. I don't know how many times people have suggested that, you could make a phone out of it, and I said, that's the point, that it's not. Through using this, apparently it's very hard in the life today to focus on one thing. And according to the studies, you need to focus on one thing because there's no such thing as multitasking. You could switch quickly between 2 things. So if you set this, for example, if you chunk this big, okay, rock star, it will take me 10,000 hours because that's what it takes to become great. I have to start today. Okay, I would really want to finish my education, so let's start with 40 minutes every day. Then you can just turn off your phone, turn off Facebook, turn off all those distractions, and put it on alarm. And after a while, it's a habit, so you might even need the watch. But it's a hands-on tool. We call it time boxing. And the reason why it might be nice to have simple tools for your brain, how to divide your time, but also physical tools sometimes that are simple. This is a known time management model where it states, we're at the business school, so hey, let's do some programs. Urgent, non-urgent, important, non-important, and the things that you need to do is walking along the line here. The magic is choose not to do things. The stated in the gray, those things are not important. Time is the most democratic thing that we have. Every person 24 hours. And yet, we always say, oh, do you want to do this? Oh, sorry, I don't have time. Let's start saying, oh, it's not in my priority. It's not a very nice thing to say, but that's actually true. Combining the first section with the second section, you could say that you have 4 roles that you could do really good. The problem today is that we don't want to compromise. We want to be the perfect daughter. We want to be the excellent student. We want to be a good girlfriend. We want to have an excellent extra job. We want to be good at singing. And suddenly you have 10 different roles. You might achieve that, handle that, but when things get tough, you need to define your 4 roles that are very important to you. Otherwise, you look as the sad people on Simon's presentations. Another time management tips is the rocks, the pebbles, and the sand. Imagine time as a jar that you can fill with things. If you start with the sand and the pebbles, the big stones won't fit. If you start with the big rocks, the pebbles can be placed around it, and the sand can be poured over it. And the symbolic memory rule here is to start with the big rocks. There's 3, if one is very demanding, like visiting the school, for example, or 4 roles that you think is very important during this period of your life. Define those, write them down, and when somebody calls you, say very quick, oh, I'm sorry, I can't attend this party, I am so busy with this. But plan that answer before, so you don't have to make everyone disappointed at the end. And last but not least, my dad, he's a Buddhist, I love him, he always says, stop punching yourself. And by that he means, when you do a failure, stop punching yourself in. And I think that most high achievers have this phenomenon that oh no, I did this bad. It takes 21 days to change a habit. So if you decide today that, okay, instead of being distracted every 8 minutes, I'm going to be distracted every 20 minutes, because then I actually use my full brain capacity. Do it for 21 days in a row, and it will suddenly be a habit. So, remember, what do you want to do with your life? Choosing a job because you could do everything after it could be good, but you still have to think out, what is this that you want to do? Because you only have one life. And 2, use time boxing. Divide big goals into 20 to 40 minutes and find a strategy how to shut things and distractions out. Thank you so much for your time.